Hello and welcome to the Total Football Analysis YouTube channel. My name is RDF and today we're going to have a look at Brazil's tactical analysis in the Copa America versus Venezuela. The game ended 3-0 to Brazil and we're going to have a look at how Brazil used width and depth to penetrate and their bias towards the left hand side and how it helped them to a 3-0 win. But before I start, make sure you are subscribed to this channel. If you like this type of content, make sure you like the video as well. That is most important, but also you can leave a comment. So now, let's get started. Chichi sent his side out in a lopsided 4-4-2 diamond of sorts. Danilo and Renan Lodi were starting fullbacks, with Casemiro as the holding midfielder and Fred alongside him. Lucas Paqueta played as the floating playmaker off the right flank, where Gabriel Jesus was used as an old-fashioned right winger, and Neymar and Richarlison formed a front two. Lodi and Paqueta were replaced by Alexandro and Everton Ribeiro respectively at half-time, while Gabigol came on for Richarlison after 65 minutes and scored the third goal 2 minutes from half-time. Venezuela were in a pretty deep and conservative 5-4-1 shape, which is understandable given their issues with COVID-19. The likes of captain Thomas Rincon was ruled out due to this, while Darwin Matches and Roloman Sondon among others were unavailable due to injury. As we've already mentioned, Brazil's shape for this match was a curious one. On paper it may have seemed to be a 4-3-3 or even a 4-2-3-1, but it was nothing of this sort on the pitch, with Chichi having sent out his side to try and maximise width and offensive depth to try and get past Venezuela's deep block. This image shows Brazil's shape and possession. Danilo would usually tuck in infield from the right back to form a central back three with Marquinhos and Eder Militao, with Fred and Casemiro as a midfield pivot ahead of them. On the left, Renan Lodi was pushed extremely high to provide width, while it was Gabriel Jesus fulfilling this role on the opposite flank. Neymar and Paqueta attempted to play in the half spaces on either side of Richarlison, who largely stayed central and tried to make runs in behind Venezuelan's defence whenever possible. Fred's role was quite interesting. The Manchester United midfield would go wide when Brazil had the ball, almost operating as the defensive left back, with Lodi staying higher up the pitch in front of him. It was noticeable how Fred rarely attempted to venture forward. There was one moment in the first half of this match where he went outside of Lodi on the overlap, but immediately checked his run and moved infield rather than beyond the Atletico man. This was largely to protect Brazil during transition, while it also gave Brazil an easy way to progress up the pitch by creating a numerical and positional overload in the midfield. We can see the diamond that is formed here between Casemiro, Danilo, Militao and Marquinhos, with Fred moving out wide to receive possession outside of the Venezuelan block. Also note how Paqueta is in the right half space, with Neymar in the half space on the left, while Lodi out of the shot is staying wide and on the touchline on the flank. This image shows the sort of positions that Neymar and Paqueta constantly took up between the Venezuelan lines and in the half spaces, with Jesus and Richarlison making runs in behind and forcing the defensive line to drop, which in turn created more space for the two Brazilian playmakers to receive possession. This approach also helped Brazil to counter-press quite effectively in this match, as they had a number of players close to each other who could immediately put pressure on the Venezuelan players. The moment Brazil lost the ball here, they swarmed over the Venezuelan players, with Casemiro cutting off the pass to the striker. While Brazil failed to cut out the initial pass, they are applying enough pressure for the Venezuelan player to miss-hit his pass out wide, and Marquinhos is able to intercept and move forward to try and create an opportunity. If this counter press failed, Brazil immediately fell back into a compact 4-4-2 shape, with Neymar and Richarlison left upfield to provide a counter-attacking threat. The majority of Brazil's attack and play in this match came down the left flank, with Lodi, Neymar and Fred often combining before attempting to find Richarlison in the penalty area. These action maps taken from the excellent Pulse Analytics report produced by Santich, which you can download for free on the site, but me being nice, I'm just going to leave it in the description. But the image shows Brazil's tendency to attack down the left flank, with the majority of crosses, dribbles and passes in the penalty area coming from that side. Richarlison's willingness to run behind the defence line played a big part in this tactic, as it allowed Neymar to come deeper to get the ball, while also providing a target for Lodi and occasionally Fred to try and find with crosses from the deeper areas, we can see in this situation here. Neymar would also link up with Richarlison on occasion, with their movement working well together. The Paris Saint-Germain man would drop deep to receive the ball to feet, with Richarlison sprinting in behind. Here, Neymar comes short to receive Casemiro's pass, dragging one of the Venezuelan defenders out with him, and immediately Richarlison makes a run into the vacated space. Neymar is able to receive, turn and then fire a pass into the who is able to run in behind, with the Venezuelan defence having conceded space due to Neymar's movement into deeper areas. It was a different story on the opposite flank, where Jesus stayed high and wide, in contrast to Neymar. Another frequently attempted move was to try and find the Manchester City forward in space running onto a lofted pass from the defence, usually made by Militao. This was essentially the story of Brazil's attack and play in this match. They attempted most of their attacks down the left, with Neymar, Lodi and Fred combining to try and release Richarlison, while they went a little more direct on the right, utilising Gabriel Jesus' pace by asking him to stay high and wide. So for the conclusion, Brazil's task was undoubtedly made easier by the Venezuelan absentees, but this was still quite an impressive victory with quite few interesting tactical facets. Given the format of this tournament, it is guaranteed that Brazil will make it to the quarterfinals, and thus the group stages could provide a decent platform for Chichi to fine-tune his strategy before the business end of the tournament comes around. But that there wraps up this tactical analysis, which you can of course find on the website, so if you don't mind, you can also check that out. My name has been RDF, and don't forget, if you enjoyed this type of content, make sure you are subscribed to the channel, make sure you like this video most importantly, and also you can leave a comment or any recommendations. I will speak to you guys soon, peace out, and most importantly, stay safe.